So please allow me to welcome here to speak today, Lisa Woolley, Senior Vice President and Member Experience from Northern Credit Union, Joe Aspin, Manager Learning and Development from Your Neighborhood Credit Union, and Gord Melter, Senior Employee Development Specialist from FirstOntario Credit Union. So welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us here today. Maybe just share, it feels a little bit like tooting our own horn, so I'm feeling apprehensive as I ask this question, but why, what's working for you about working with eLeadership Academy, or why eLeadership Academy?
I think for our organization, the biggest benefits that we've gotten to this is that, we really wanted to move to a culture of coaching and development and learning. And we had a really hard time doing that. This has been a strategy of ours since 2019. And we, sometimes you bang your head against the wall. You're like, this is what we want to do. We're saying all the right things, but why aren't we getting the results that we're looking for? And I think having a more structured approach through the eLeadership Academy and some of the work that we continue to do with you, Sandra, has provided our teams the tools to execute on the pieces of development and having individual dialogues with our employees and building that whole piece around the transparency and development of our organization. And so we've seen a huge lift in the conversations that are happening with our teams because of the work that we've done with them and the work that we continue to do. And even some of our frontline teams, I always say that this is, we've started this as an employee approach, but this is really a people approach. So even our frontline sales teams who maybe don't oversee people, but maybe they're interacting with a member, this is really a people-based approach. And so how do you incorporate these good conversations and things like that? So we're really now promoting it more of a people approach as opposed to a leader approach. And I'm encouraging all our teams to be leaders in their own way, however they interact with either members or employees in the organization.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. You make such a good point about how this really is for it's a communications program, people, emotional intelligence, all the ways that we interact with people. And it really is for people who lead teams and also people who lead their influence. Thank you, Lisa, so much for, the opportunity to work with you and with your team at Northern and just all the exciting things that you have. We're really grateful. Thank you. And what about you, Joe? Why us? Why Leadership Academy?
I think, one thing I would say that I have seen from our managers when it comes to completing some of the courses through the eLeadership Academy is there's been a tremendous growth in the area of coaching. So our managers often said they were solving problems for the staff. And since they've embarked and taken a number of courses through the eLeadership Academy, now the managers are really facilitating the problem solving, especially after completing the eCoach program. So it's really, really nice to hear that because they're not solving the problem, but they're facilitating the problem solving, which is really allowing our team members to succeed in their positions and think more for themselves on how to solve the problem. So definitely coaching was a really important area for YNCU when we embarked on this journey. And through the eLeader Hub, as well as the eCoach program, definitely it's been really rewarding to hear that for our managers, that they're having a lot more success when it comes to meeting with their team members on a coaching perspective. So that's been wonderful here at YNCU.
Yeah, thanks. You make a really good point as well about why, how we are unique in the marketplace around coaching training, because we are able to deliver that online through the International Coach Federation's view of coaching, with not only just the theory, because the theory of coaching is easy, ask versus tell, but it's the practice. So it's very high touch to integrate that practice piece, which is to get people into triads, get them practicing, and have a certified mentor coach actually sit in and support that growth, and through more so even to the designation, which really makes the program powerful. So thanks for highlighting that one, Joe.
You're welcome.
And Gord, why has FirstOntario chose eLeadership Academy for you to partner with?
So appreciating what Lisa and Joe have already shared with us, I'm going to use a purely L&D approach to answering this. And so when it comes to leadership training and development programs, I don't need to tell anyone here that there are innumerable ones available. You can have it for a day, you can have it for 3 days, you can have it for 5 days. And when it came for us choosing, what we wanted was we wanted an ongoing partner in our relationship. And so there's a number of factors to that, like quality of content, support, the sustainment piece was huge for us, and also understanding our business in the credit union space. So yes, there's a lot of choice, but when you factor in those items, there really isn't. So again, you know what? And I have to say this again, I said I would say it from an L&D perspective. The programs are also experiential, and they also support peer-to-peer learning. So when you look at adult learning principles, you know, they're top drawer.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Lisa. And to all of our, folks here that deal with eLeadership Academy. I was thinking about it this morning. I had this great question that came up at the Next Gen when we were at CCUA conference. One of the Next Gen participants in the Human Library asked me, how did you get down the entrepreneurial path, Sandra? Like thinking that I had this big business dream. I said, honestly, I just wanted to develop leaders in the system. And if this job had existed system-wide, I would have got that job. And so I'm really living this work on purpose to support the development of leaders internationally. And it's just such an honor to do so. So thank you.